In this video tutorial, we will begin lesson 2 for information technology. Stay tuned. We have to cover several objectives for this lesson, and the first objective we need to cover is the users of computers. Second objective, the uses of computers. Then we have the third objective, which is the advantages of computers. The fourth objective, the disadvantages of computers. The fifth objective is types of computer systems, and the sixth objective is input, output, and storage devices. Before we begin, I would like to remind you that in this video tutorial lies all your notes, so I would prefer that you pause and take down all the relevant notes. Now we begin with the users of computers. So before we get started on who actually uses a computer, we need to define what is a user. Alternatively referred to as an end user, a user is any individual who is not involved with supporting or developing a computer service. For example, you are the end user of the computer you are using when you call for technical support for help. So basically what this definition trying to say is you are not the person who creates the computer or programs the computer or develop it in any form of way. You are simply the person who maybe purchase a laptop, a desktop, or have somebody build the computer for you, and at the end of it you use it for your needs, whether it be school, word processing, or video editing, photography, or games. So the end user is the person who actually uses the computer for their purposes. When we talk about users of computers, we can use the general term users, but these users of computers can be broken up into following groups based on the experience the computer user is with the computer. So how advanced you are in terms of the computer. So the first category is advanced user, a hardcore user, or a power user. And this is a user with advanced knowledge about computers, software, and hardware that requires no assistance. Then we have the casual user or regular user, a user who has some computer experience and can navigate and use the computer without much assistance. A basic user, a beginner user, a novice user, a newbie, somebody who's very new to a computer, a user who started using a computer and requires a lot of assistance. Nowadays, this is like the older generation, because every young person now knows something about a computer and know how to use it, because it's very user friendly, meaning the program is in such a way that we can use it based on reading. So we saw the different categories in which the users are classified, whether they be advanced, whether they be casual or basic. But these computer users can also be based on how they use the computer. For example, an administrator, someone who administrates work and efforts, etc. An animator, somebody who creates cartoons and animate objects. A blogger, somebody who writes personal blogs online. A cracker, which is somebody who cracks codes and so forth. A developer, could be a web developer. An end user, which is most of us in terms of the person using the computer for their general usage. A gamer, a lot of people buy PCs just to play games, and some of you may be guilty of this. Graphic artists. A hacker, and we all know that a hacker is somebody who gets into another system. Power user, a programmer, a web designer, and a web surfer. A web surfer is any general person who actually does research via the internet. Now we move on to the uses of computers. There are many uses of computers. The first use is for educational purposes or education. Under education, we use computers for e-learning, which is what the state is currently with everybody using online classes, etc. We use computers in education for lessons planning. We normally type our worksheets, our register, and so forth through a computer and have it printed. And school registration. Some school has online registration, and via this you can use your mobile, tablet, or computer and register your child. The second user of or use of a computer is for medicinal or health purposes. Computer technology is radically changing the tools of medicine. All medical information can now be digitized. Software is now able to computer the risk of a disease. Mental health researchers are now using computers to screen troubled teenagers in need of psychotherapy. A patient paralyzed by a stroke has received an implant that allows communication between his brain and a computer. As a result, he can move a cursor across a screen by brain power and convey simple messages. Now, let's say you have symptoms of a certain condition and the doctor cannot find what condition it is. There are certain technology now that they can just type in your symptoms and the computer will diagnose for you as an early detection method before blood tests and everything is done. We also have psychotherapy and psychiatric evaluations using databases and questionnaires and monitoring patients in terms of diagnosing them with what they have, in terms of whether they are bipolar, whether they are schizophrenic, etc. A patient paralyzed by a stroke has received an implant. So basically, when parts of your body shut down, we can replace it now with technology. If your heart have conditions that inhibits it from beating, we can put now a switch in which we can operate and a pacemaker, then something that allows your heart to beat at a regular rate without causing any trouble. So this is how technology is used in the field of medicine. Now we have technology and the uses of computers in science. So scientists have long been users of it. A new adventure among scientists is the idea of collaboratory, an internet-based collaborative laboratory in which researchers all over the world can work easily together even at a distance. An example is space physics, where space physicists are allowed to band together to measure the Earth's inner sphere from instruments on 4 parts of the world. So computers allow scientists now to record data, to operate machinery that could otherwise take one man almost a decade to gather this type of information. The fourth use of computers is for business purposes. Business clearly see the interest as a way to enhance productivity and competitiveness. Some areas of business that are undergoing rapid changes are sales and marketing, retailing, banking, stock and trading, etc. Sales representatives not only need to be better educated and more knowledgeable about their customer businesses, but also must be comfortable with the computer technology. The internet has become a popular marketing tool. The world of cybercash has now come into banking, the issue of cryptocurrency and bitcoins. Not only smart cards, but internet banking, electronic deposit, bill paying, online stock and bond trading, etc. So basically, we have a business, but how we operate via technology will change. Right now, in this current pandemic, you find a lot of businesses offering online services, online payments. They have marketing online is heavy as well with social media, and we have banking that is done solely online now, that we can do we can deposit a check by just scanning the check front and submitting it. We can also transfer from one person's account to the next via internet banking. But when dealing with physical cash, you still need to get into the bank, but the business transactions can be done throughout the day without the hassle of going to the bank. The fifth use of a computer is for recreation and entertainment. So entertainment is our pleasure time have also been affected, and this has also been affected by computers. For example, in movies, computer-generated graphics give freedom to designers so that special effects and even imaginary characters can play a part in making movies, videos, and commercials. So all those movies that you see now, sometimes one character is not even real, it's just based on a CGI that was created by a designer, and they act a role as if they were an actual actor in the movie. We have recreation in terms of sports. Computers compile statistics, sell tickets, create training programs and diets for athletes, and suggest game plan strategies. In restaurants, almost everyone has eaten food where the clerk enters an order by indicating choices on rather unusual looking cash registers. The device directly enters the actual data into a computer and calculates the cost and then prints your receipt. So we use computer for recreational purposes, and I will put gaming under this as well. I will put like personal blogs, that is your recreation, people who write as a pastime. Computers will assist them in one way or the other. The sixth user of computer information or computers is the government. Various departments of the government use computer for their planning and control and law enforcement activities. To name a few, we have traffic, tourism, information and broadcasting, education, aviation, and many others. Here in Trinidad and Tobago, every ministry or government department now has a website that is fully functioning to some extent. You can now obtain your birth papers online, you can now apply for your passport online, you can now receive a traffic ticket or a violation of the law based on a merit system online. You can now apply for your tax online. You can now do education fully online, aviation in terms of flight simulation and flight school. We have broadcasting also done online. The seventh use of computers is sports. Again, we reiterate, in today's technologically growing society, computers are being used in nearly every activity. In sports, we can record plays, we can analyze statistics, we can do a scoreboard, we can do safety. In terms of computers, we used to design the safest gears to use for sports. So right now we have the cricket, the CPL happening, and if you look on your screen, you will see all these little bars and telling you about scores, details of players, and all this is done through technology, multiple cameras and a computer. The ninth use of computers is via automation, which is dealing with vehicles. Computers are now used to build and assemble cars, to do diagnostics in cars, and generally controlled in the way in which a car operates. Many new cars on the market is computer based. They have a push start, they have screens with telling you, the various aspects of the car. You can use your flash drive in a car, and you can use Bluetooth in a car. It doesn't matter, but the car is not what we had long ago. If you look now in any new car, there is a piece of technology in it, and this is generally operated by a computer. Now that we know who are a user of computer and the uses of computer, we need to get on now to the advantages of computers. The first advantage of computers is the fact that it increases productivity, and this is broad, but computers enables you to work faster. Rather than doing something you would have done manually, a computer can now speed it up. An advantage of using the computer is the fact that it connects you to the internet, and through our daily lifestyle we use the internet for almost everything: to play a game, to do a government transaction, to do school, to make a call. Everything we use the internet for. The computer can store vast amount of information and reduce waste. When we say reduce waste, if you can save a document rather than print it or use it as a soft copy, meaning on the computer, you can reduce your paper trails. A next advantage is it helps sort, organize, and search through information. So instead of looking through physical archive and flipping pages, you can just simply, for example, in the telephone directory, instead of going through a directory, you can just type a person's name and it will come up in less than a minute. You can get a better understanding of data, meaning data is compiled in a way that is readable. It keeps you connected to the outside world. It keeps you updated. You get the news. You get a full coverage of everything that is taking place. If there's an issue in another country, you get updated. It can help you learn and keep you informed. So again, with the news and so forth, and you can make money via a computer. There are a lot of online stores, online education, PC repairs and so forth that provide services in which a person can make money from. We now have the disadvantages of computers, and the disadvantages are: 1. Thinking ability. It stops us from thinking about solving problems because we now dependent on our computer to solve them for us. Computers can break down. When they don't work, it stops companies and people from working. There's automatic shutdown with reliance on computers. A third advantage is addiction. Playing games or social media networks can lead to an addiction. You find people playing games for hours, which reduces productivity. Conversation. People are spending less time communicating with people face to face. Okay, half people would rather send an email rather than physically meet a person. Lack of exercise. Children and adults spend too much time sat at a computer or a laptop that they don't go outside and get fresh air and so forth. The whole issue of viruses. Computers may cause a virus can cause computers to stop working, which can lose valuable data because of them. And scams. People around the world are trying to get money from you. You use credit card scams and so forth. Harmful to the environment. If a computer is not working and you try to dispose of it, you need to dispose of it properly because some of the materials are not recyclable. Some of the material cannot be disintegrated. Okay, it's not biodegradable material, so it needs to be disposed of properly. It can harm animals, it can harm society as we know it. It can clog drains if you just dump it. Lack of work for people. Computers have reduced the need for people to do the same job, as a computer can do the job of several people at once. So we have in factories, we have computer operating machineries that we don't need people to do anymore. So in terms of packaging, we don't need people. In terms of mixture and recipes, we don't need people. All the mainstream factories in Trinidad, such as Kiss, Charles, Sunshine Snacks, etc., all work on technology. Very little workers are needed now in the factory because of the automation and technology. Now we move on to the types of computer systems, and there are many types of computer systems, and you will be familiar with some of them as we go along. The first type of computer system we'll be looking at is mainframe computers. A mainframe computer is a computer system with very powerful processors, lots of back-end storage, large internal memory. Mainframes are designed to process large volumes of data at high speed. They are used by large businesses such as banks and mail order companies, as well as by large organizations such as universities. Mainframe computers can also multitask by running more than one person program at the same time. This is known as multi-programming, and with more memory has become possible on desktop and laptop computers. So places that need an internet and has a lot of users of a certain computer, for example the bank or maybe a school, they use mainframe computers. This means everybody can log on to the same computer and run the same program and perform the same function all at once without affecting the quality of the work. Mainframe are very powerful processors. They have a lot of storage and internal memory, so it performs jobs on a daily basis without hampering or causing shutdowns. The second type of computers we will look at is the desktop computers. A computer is the most common kind of PC. It is a collection of a number of different hardware devices. The type of computer is sited permanently on a desk because it is designed means it cannot be easily moved. The common components of a desktop PC are the system unit, the processor and the main memory, the monitor, a keyboard, a mouse, a hard drive disk, a floppy disk drive, which is obsolete now, but some computers still have it, CDs and DVD drives, and speakers. So if you look on your screen, you'll see a picture of a desktop computer, and most of you may have this at home. This is what you find at your local library, in schools, in computer labs, etc. We move on now to the third type of computer system, which is a laptop or a notebook, and this is the most common type. You find everybody now have a laptop or a notebook computer. A laptop computer is a small light computer that you can easily carry about with you. It can be powered by a battery or main power. A laptop computer has a keyboard and comes with specialized input devices. For example, trackballs, touchpads, and track points. Instead of a physical mouse, we now have a touchpad, and comes with sensory motions and so forth. So we don't need a physical mouse to operate a laptop. They are needed because laptop computers are often operated in places where it is impracticable to use a mouse. So you basically sit with a computer on your lap, and you can use it on the floor, on a table. You can move it at any side of the house you're going in. You can take it to work, you can work in your car, it depends. So it's really convenient. For output, the laptop has an LCD or TFT screen and a set of small speakers. So built into your laptop, you'll hear noise. You'll hear the speakers. The top part of your laptop, when you open it out, is an LCD screen. Laptops are often powerful as desktop computers and run the same range and types of software. People use laptops for working when they are on the move, going to meetings, or attending courses. Many businesses are replacing desktop PCs with special plug-in workstation designed around laptop computers because of the flexibility they offer. Okay, I remember there was a situation at the University of the West Indies where there were a fire in one of the computer labs. Due to this and having desktop computers, they weren't able to salvage anything. So the campus director for information technology decided, hey, we're going to put laptops now in some of these labs. That way, in case of an event, we can just unplug and pick up. It is easy. No time to steal any small parts from a computer. We can salvage a lot more than trying to unplug a big desktop computer. So laptops and notebooks are very convenient. So if it's one advantages of them is that they are convenient. And now they are being built in such a way that we don't need desktop computers. They do the same work and even better. The fifth type of computer system is a palm-top computer or a personal digital assistant, which is PDAs. And if you remember, long ago there was something called BlackBerry. Well, a BlackBerry was a palm-top computer. This type of computer is increasing in popularity and often called a personal digital assistant or PDA. A palm-top computer is small enough to fit into your pocket. It combines a lot of capabilities, including organizers, features such as storing contact numbers, names and addresses, etc., email and wireless internet access. Palm-tops have small keyboards, and most let you open menus and select icons by using a pen or a stylus. Most let you enter data by writing with the stylus. They are powered by batteries and store their data on removable memory units called flashcards. You can run a wide range of software on a palm-top, for example, simple word processing and database and spreadsheet software, as well as useful applications such as electronic diaries. Many modern palm-tops are converging and mobile phones to let you access the internet, have wireless communication, and let you access your local area network. You find a lot of people replacing their physical personal assistant with a digital one because one, it saves them money. This is like saving one person's salary that you would have to pay. It is very convenient for somebody who is planning and always on the run and always have a meeting, because it keep them on tab and on schedule. Now we look at the input devices, and as we reiterate from our first lesson, an input device is used to enter data into a computer, and there are several input devices. We have on the screen a picture with labels. So the first input device and the most common one is a keyboard. The second is a mouse, a joystick, a scanner, a webcam, and a microphone. All these can be used to enter data into a computer. So with a keyboard you can type, with a scanner you can scan something, with a webcam you can take a picture or record. With the microphone you can record your voice, with the mouse you can enter data, and with the joystick you can do the same. We also have what is called output devices, and these devices are what gives off the end result of processed data, which is information. And the webcam can be used as an output device as well, the speaker, a monitor, a printer, a headphone, or a microphone. Okay, so anything that gives off information is an output device or displays information. Then we have what is called storage devices. Storage devices are used to store the information or what we have been working on a PC. Storage devices can be hard drives, rapid servers, RAID servers, desktop PCs, laptops, and Macs. They have storage devices within them: CDs and DVDs, digital devices, memory stick, floppy diskette, which as I said is obsolete, smart media such as memory cards, and tape media. These are storage devices. Now you will be given your monthly assignment to basically research input, output, and storage devices by giving brief description of them based on a picture and by researching the advantages and disadvantages. So thank you for watching this video tutorial on information technology. I do hope that you pause the video and make your necessary notes. So until our next lesson, have a good one.